Hey guys, Caroline here. In this video I'm going to discuss a particular offer which is coming up for the Grand National race which is being held on Saturday. This is from Bet365 and the offer is cashback of up to £125, and in matched betting terms, when you take into account the qualifying losses, you're probably going to be able to guarantee from this between £70 and £80 if you have enough liability to cover it. So in this video I'm going to show you what the offer is, explain how it works, and also show you a technique for reducing the liability. Now this offer is, I wouldn't say it's complicated, it's not complicated, but if you haven't done each way bets before, then it might seem a bit confusing. And there's a thread on it in the Odds Monkey forum, and there's a ton of posts in there. People seem to be quite confused about it, so I thought I would do a video on it. Now the good news is I'm recording this Thursday afternoon, and I will upload it as soon as I've finished. But you don't actually want to do this now. You want to be doing this offer much closer to the race. In fact, right now you can't actually do it. If I come over to Smarkets here, this is the market for the Grand National, the actual main Grand National race. You see, the Grand National race is part of a 3-day festival which is being held at Aintree, and so that is on today, tomorrow and Saturday. But the actual Grand National itself is a single race. At least this is how I understand it, so someone correct me if I'm wrong. But it's a single race which is being held at 5:15 on Saturday, and it has over 40 runners in the race. So it's a huge race. It's probably the most bet on race of the entire year. Now, one thing about Bet365 is many match bettors use this particular account exclusively for doing 2-up offers, which is their football early payout offer. And what that is if a particular football team goes 2 goals ahead of their opposition, they'll pay they'll pay out the winnings immediately, and which means that you can cash out your lay bet and make some profit. So that is one which is very popular. Now I don't do 2-ups, and the main reason is that I trade on football, and so I can't be watching the football for trading and watching it for 2-ups. It gets too confusing. So generally speaking, for people that do 2-ups, they find them very lucrative, and they very often will not use Bet365 for any horse racing, and are very worried that, oh my god, if I do any horse racing I'm going to get gubbed. But I would say this particular offer is worth the risk for 2 reasons. Number one, because the Grand National is literally the most, it's the most important race of the whole year. Everybody bets on it. It's going to have millions and millions and millions bet on it. So it is not unusual for someone who bets on football all year round to suddenly bet on the Grand National, especially when it's a nice offer like this. You're getting half your money back. So there's nothing unusual about it. You're not going to stand out. They're not going to immediately assume that you're a match better. So that's the first reason. And the second reason, of course, is that it's massive profits. You can literally make 70 or 80 quid on this offer. And certainly from my experience of 2-ups, it can take a while to make a profit. So for me, it's definitely worth it, and I'm going to be taking full advantage of it. Alright, so what is this offer? Basically, you have to place bets which are each way bets on the horses that are running in the Grand National race. So an each way bet, if you don't know what that is, I'm probably not the best person to explain it, really. I'm trying to think of how to explain it, but basically what you have is, if we have a look actually back over here, at the moment there's a horse called Tiger Roll, which is the clear favourite to win. Actually, what I can show you is this is the current standings on Bet365. So these are all the horses. So there's over 40 of them, and these are the odds. And if you look at them, all of them, apart from Tiger Roll, are higher than 10. It's a free-for-all. I mean, most people are going to be betting on this Tiger Roll, but you know, it's anyone's race, really. Now, an each-way bet is where I'm not actually going to place a bet. I'm not even logged in here. But if I was to stake £10, ordinarily £10 to win, then I would get back £45 because I'm betting at odds of 4.5. Now, each way, if you have a look at the fine print here, it's kind of greyed out, but it says 1/4 and then 5 places. If I select that, you see that my stake goes up to £20. What you're actually doing is you're placing 2 bets. Half of your stake, the original £10, goes on Tiger Roll to win the race, and you would get the £45 for that. But the other half, the other £10, goes on Tiger Roll to place anywhere within the top 5 in this case. But the odds are only 1/4, so instead of being 4.5, they're 1/4 of that, which in decimal I can't work out in my head. So that is what an each way bet is, and they're quite popular with not with match bettors, with regular punters, because you know the chances of Tiger Roll winning, well, it's pretty good, but you know obviously there's no guarantee. But the chances of Tiger Roll placing, I would say that's a pretty good bet. I mean, I might even put a actual mug bet on that, like as a punter, as a gamble. So anyway, that is what an each way bet is, and this offer applies to each way bets only, and it is quite simply you get half your stake back, up to £125. So in that example there, if I was to place that bet now, I would get 10 quid back, and I think they pay it out fairly quickly. So the tricky thing about this, there's 2 things which are tricky. One is that you can't really lay an each way bet on its own. You have to lay the 2 halves of it separately. You have to lay the win and you have to lay the place. Luckily, there is a tool to help you. If you're a member of Odds Monkey, then they have a handy tool here called the Each Way Matcher. Now, this is a tool which I have done a video on a long time ago, where I was using it just as a way of making money. Basically, what it does is it has a look for situations where you can make a profit simply by backing a horse at a certain bookmaker and then laying the win and laying the place. The reason for this is, I'm sorry if I'm not explaining this very well, but on an each way, the price of the place is dictated by the price of the win, because it's 1/4 of the odds. And so sometimes, you know, depending on if we look at one that's higher, you know, this, take that off, you know, this Valtor at 30, or actually an easy one, Folsom Blue, if it's 41, quarter odds of that is 10, which means that the odds for Folsom Blue to place are 10 in decimal, but to win it's 41. Now, over on Smarkets, you have a win market, and then if I scroll all the way down, I don't know, it's not there yet, but on any other horse race, if I come to just Aintree in general, here we go, oh no, sorry, I'm on the wrong thing, on anti-post. Right, let's just pick the next race, which is kicking off at Aintree. Right, so here is the win market that we're used to, and then we have a place market here, and these are priced separately. So what you have to do is on the each way matcher, there's a little button here. Is it this one? Yeah, this isn't displaying very well on my screen for some reason. Hold on a second. Let me see if I can get that to... No, other way around. Okay, this is one of those things where you need a bigger screen. I don't know if that's any better, if you can see it. But on the calculator here, what it will show you is it says, right, at Bet365, at odds of 13, you can place this much of a bet. And so, let's say in this case, I was going to put on a stake of £10, then it calculates for you exactly what you need to lay at the exchange. So you need to lay the win separately, and then you need to lay the place separately. Now, I'm not going to try to explain all of this in great detail because there are guides. This particular thing, it has guides. If we come over to here, I think it's at the top. Again, my screen isn't showing properly. I think it's because I have my fonts a bit larger. But there are guides on exactly how to use this tool. So what you want to do for this particular offer is wait until, ideally, Saturday morning. Or if you can't do that, then do them Friday night. Now, one thing to make sure that you're aware of, this is only valid until noon, 11:59:59 on Saturday. So don't leave it too late. Even though the race doesn't kick off until sorry, that's football. Even though the off is not until 5:15, for this offer you have to have your bets on by 12 noon on Saturday morning. But like I said, see, I'm going to be out for part of Saturday morning, so I'm not sure if I'm going to leave it until then. I'm probably going to do this on Friday night. So what you would do is you would fire up this tool, and you've got various filters and settings in here. Again, you can have a look at the guides to show you exactly how it works, but you would filter it down so you're looking for horses to do for that particular race, and it will tell you exactly how much to lay in order to lay the win and lay the place. Now then, in terms of liability, if we have a look at these odds are high, and so the liability is going to be high in the exchange. But you see, you do not have to put your £125 on one horse. Now, you could do, some people are going to put £125 all on Tiger Roll, but I would suggest not to do that for two reasons. What I would suggest instead is to do 5 bets, each one of £25 each way, and pick 5 horses. By all means, have Tiger Roll in there if you want to. But there is 2 reasons for that. Number one, it means that the liability in your exchange is greatly reduced, because certainly on the win market, it's only going to use the liability for the horse which has the highest odds. So let's say you did Tiger Roll, this something or other fly at odds of 11, then Joe Farrell at 21, and Noble Endeavour at 34. The highest liability you need to worry about is the one here at 34. So the others are all tied up in that, because the way exchanges work is that you can't, you can't have more than one horse win, so you don't need to have the same liability set aside for all of them if you're betting on multiple selections within the same race. I hope that makes sense. So split your stake up, £25 times 5. Because it's each way, that means £50 times 5. So you're betting a total of £250, but you're getting back 125 in cash. Now, there's a couple of things to mention about this. First of all, Bet365 are offering an extra place. So they are offering place terms of 5 places. But Smarkets, I don't know if it shows it yet. If I go back to that anti-post where I was, basically they're only going to be doing 4 places. Okay, I can't find it now. I've lost it. What that means is if you are lucky enough to back the horse which happens to land in exactly 5th place, you're going to win your place bet here at Bet365, and you'll also win your lay bet at the exchange, because you're laying to say that it won't place in the first 4, which it hasn't, because it's placed in 5th position. So if you manage to hit that extra place, that's going to be a lovely big boost for you. And if you have 5 different bets, you've got 5 different chances to hit that extra place. If you put it all on one, you've only got 1 chance. And there's something else as well. Bet365 have an offer. Now this is offer that's on all year round, which is their ITV Racing 4-to-1 offer. And what this is if you back a winner at 4-to-1 or more, which is in decimal 5.0, if you happen to back the horse that wins and it's at 5 or more, they give you a free bet up to the same amount that you bet, up to £50. Now this is the offer that most people will suggest you do not do if you want to keep your Bet365 account healthy in order for doing football 2-ups. However, as far as I'm aware, doing this offer here is going to combine with this one automatically. Now, Tiger Roll, if we come back here, is the only one that doesn't qualify. Every single other horse has got odds of 5. So if any horse other than Tiger Roll happens to win this race, and somebody has backed that horse, then they're going to qualify for that free bet as well. So ordinarily I wouldn't recommend doing this one if you do 2-ups, but this is going to qualify anyway. And so again, if you split your stake up with 5 different bets at £25 each, then you've got 5 chances to hit it, basically. So I'm sorry this has been a bit of a waffly one, and I hope I've managed to explain it properly. If you have any questions, leave it in the comments and I'll see if I've got time to do a follow-up before it actually happens. So like I said, right now we are Thursday afternoon. You don't want to do this too early. Now I'm not sure when the market on Smarkets will open up, but you don't want to rush in straight away, because that is the kind of thing which sort of indicates to the bookie that you're a match better. But you don't want to leave it too late either, because like I said, it finishes at 12 noon on Saturday. So the best time is Friday night or Saturday morning. So do leave any questions in the comments and I'll do a follow-up if need be. And I'm quite looking forward to doing the next profit diary after the festival to see how much money has actually come through from this and all the other offers. Okay, I hope you found this useful, and thanks for watching.